The big project in this course is the learning module project, and this is where you're going to apply all the principles that you read about in the different texts and the articles. So here you're going to take that and come up with your own learning project in Sakai. And we want to emphasize that you are just creating a module. So we don't want you to be creating the whole course. It's not that daunting. And to give you an idea of what is expected and how much we want from you, there are samples provided for you to look through as well. And the main things that you will be doing is to create a design document. You will develop one online unit of instruction, and then you will do a presentation where you actually walk us through your module and explain what it is, how it's laid out, and why you've done that. And this is recorded and shared as a video. Again, technology, we will provide you with the support that you need to be able to do this.
So basically, and in essence, you will be creating a design document, and then you will develop this online unit of instruction, and then we'll present the final project at the end of the course. And what we thought about doing this year is going to be for you to record your presentation, and then Anita and I will go over the presentation, and I will give you feedback. Obviously, there's going to be full support in order for you to do that, that we will be able to provide. Also, I'd like to add that this is an activity that's always been very highly rated by the students because it gives them an opportunity to apply and therefore to understand many of the principles of online learning, design, and development. And the other thing has also been helpful to many students who actually have used some of these presentations, and particularly some of these sort of unit of instruction that I've created for their own courses or to build on for courses that they wanted to eventually provide to students, to residents, or to other learners. So there's always been is an activity that you can actually, we hope that you may continue to develop in the future, and we will be able to help you with that if you like to continue to build sort of from this particular module an entire course in the future. But like Anita said, I mean, we are looking for one unit of instruction, therefore one module for you to do.
And so this module, we want you to identify something that you are working
Right.
on in your spot at this point in time so that it becomes relevant to you. And if you want to take this, develop this further after the course is done, that's great. You can always count it as a practicum activity, and we both will work with you on that as well. The other thing that I'd like to mention is for this particular activity, we're offering the option to you as learners to choose whether you want to work on this project as an individual or to work in pairs. And we actually would encourage you to work in pairs. Learners always find it helpful because of the scope of this project and the fact that the technology is so new. They find it helpful to have someone else to work with. So if you have someone else in the course who shares your same interests, and maybe you want to develop an online unit on the same topic, work together. That is our suggestion. However, we know how your workload and demands and expectations from you are. So we are also giving you the opportunity to work as an individual if you think that would be easier, right?
I agree.
So we will be making those decisions right at the beginning of the semester itself, so that we can start with the module through. And the other thing is we've split up this module project into a few specific chunks. First is the design document. Dario and I will provide feedback on that for you. Then after that, you start working on the Sakai area, and as you're working, Dario and I will go and take a look at it and make our comments at that point so that you're getting consistent feedback, formative feedback all through. This feedback is not graded, it's only to help you make your final product better. And so by the time you come to the end, you would have had at least 2 or 3 pieces of feedback from us to help you with that whole Sakai thing. And as you're working through the Sakai, there are a few deadlines in the middle, and we don't want you to think that you have to create the whole thing right at the middle of the semester. The last time around, there was some miscommunication about that. No, we're stepping in the middle just to give you feedback and to make sure it looks nice, or to give you suggestions on how it can be improved.
Yeah, no, I agree. I mean, and I think that, this is really an experiential learning type of project that fits in that sort of framework. And again, like Anita said, I just want to reiterate that we are not looking at for you to become an instructional designer in this course, but just to make sure that you can actually develop, design, and evaluate a module that you create that eventually may be helpful and relevant, like Anita said, to what you do right now, and therefore to your role as a teacher and as an educator in the future.
And just as a final note, you might wonder why we're developing so many instructional units, because you'll do that in 555 as well. I can tell you from experience, unless you've designed something online, you
Right.
really cannot comprehend the complexity of designing something online, the amount of time it takes. There's nothing to replace hands-on experience, and that's what we want to give you in the safe space of this course.
And one last thing, if I can add, is that even if you're working with an instructional design at whatever institution you this might happen, that I think is important for you to understand those principles so that you can actually communicate and make sure that you design and develop an instructional module that actually that is fit for purpose, in other words. So I think that's why it's important for you to get the hands-on experience.
And as we go through, of course, Dario and I will be providing extra support. And if necessary, we will provide more videos like this to help you through the project.